AVP. Special guest today, I have Jake, Latman, Leonard. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Funny thing is, my wife actually was following you like 2 years ago when you had like under 100K on TikTok or something. And we were watching your stuff for a long time, and I was like, for some reason, would always like look forward to it, stuff you post because it's just, I don't know, it was just funny, and it's like there was something to it, I guess. And then you kind of like blew up slowly but surely. You kind of blew up, and I was just funny that. And I was always say like, for a guy who's just like having some fun on TikTok, it's got a good structure. And I was wondering if you would ever go and compete, and then turned out you did compete. Like, was it like last weekend or the weekend before that?
Yeah, it was this last weekend.
Last weekend. And how did you like that?
Dude, it was, man, the adrenaline going on stage, like it was so much fun. Like the tan's still coming off. Like
Yeah, in
it's pretty
patches, right?
funny. Like the showers still, like the water's running. But no, I've been thinking about competing for a while, and I finally like met coaches, and just obviously, like, I can come in like a lot stronger. But for my first show, I'm really happy with how I did.
Oh yeah, no, it was great, and obviously, like for a first show, you had an awesome showing, more than most people, more than me actually. But there's always work to do when you go on stage. There's always something we could do better. Even the top guys in the world, even right now, like people say, "Oh, the Mr. Olympia Samson, he could be sharper and stuff." There's always something like if we really we're the most hardest on ourselves. Like so, when people say comments and stuff, it's like, yeah, of course I could be better. But for a first showing, though, that was great,
Thank you.
and you had fun, and the performance was great. So I think you want to do another show now, or
Oh, 100%. Yeah, my coach actually took his wife to nationals in Texas, and so we were just kind of waiting till he gets back to like talk about moving forward.
say who's your coach?
His name is David Crucible Hour on social media.
Okay, David Crucible. Howard, I have to check him out. Is he like a local guy or
Yeah. He's from like Illinois. I'm probably like 20
Illinois?
minutes from him, so it just kind of worked out.
That's good. Yeah, I've always had, except John Meadows, I've always had coaches that were like nearby. Like Doran Hamilton is my friend here. Has been coaching me for since 2018, and local is good because you can do check-ins in person.
Yeah.
Because if you do the videos and stuff online, sometimes it's like you don't see the 3D effect as much. You don't see the muscles moving, and I don't know. It's just better when it's in person.
Yeah.
So it's good you have that over there. So I guess now the plan would be like to bulk up a little bit and cut down for a show next year.
Yeah, we're hoping either like middle of 2025 or like closer to the end of 2025.
So what category did you do for people who don't
I
know?
I did classic.
Classic. What's your cutoff weight?
202 pounds.
And what were you?
I when I weighed in, I was 201. So I
Oh,
like
so you
just made it.
just made it. But I guess I mean, if Bumstead can squeeze in whatever 240, you can squeeze. If you get harder a little bit, you could probably squeeze again. But I mean, you could probably do open eventually.
Yeah, and that's another talk I need to have with my coach because like honestly, just being 5'10" and having that 202, like I could totally get a lot bigger right now, and I
Yeah.
know the only chance I have with classic getting bigger is going pro and being able to add those 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But like right now, like say I do classic for my next show, it's gonna be a lean bulk because all I could do is really put on more muscle, and I can't do a full bulk up because if I'm trying to compete in the next like 5 months, like I just won't have enough time.
Yeah, it'd be good for content, I guess, if you stay a little bit leaner anyway. But I find that the 5'9", 5'10" is like the part in the classic that's the hardest because you're like taller than a lot of bodybuilders, but then you can't weigh a lot. But if you're like 6'3", is it like 250 or something, 255 or
Yeah,
whatever it is?
yeah,
It's like then you can be huge at like so the taller you are, that's why I think Bumstead did well, and a lot of the top guys are like 6, 5'11", whatever. But I find like 5'9", 5'10", that's a hard place to be if you want to do classic,
yeah.
unless you have like the tiniest bones and like awesome like muscle bellies and whatever. But not everybody has that, you know. And but the cool thing with you that I was really impressed by is that the fact you were pretty balanced. That's the one of the things that I find is kind of hard to do for bodybuilders. Let's say if you have a really a big weak point, to bring that weak point so it's not out of balance, it takes like a whole like a lifetime for some people, and some people don't even get it.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to like build my chest and my back. It's like it's growing, but like everything else is growing too. So it's still like smaller than everything else. So it's like it's almost impossible. But for somebody who has like no weak points really, just like oh the weak point is like more size or whatever, that's a great spot to be.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think this. So I'm really happy you did the show actually, and I was impressed that you did it, and you look great there, and the thing should keep going.
Thank you. Yeah.
But let's go back more to the beginning. So when did you first start in posting like your online stuff the way you do now?
I would say this is my fourth account on TikTok, and
Fourth account.
yeah, because when I was younger, like I was doing like the trends, and because I wasn't like 18 yet or something like that, like they would just ban my videos. I'd be like, no, I want to repost it. So like I went through a couple of accounts, but I think I started like posting more just for fun because I enjoyed dancing, like the end of 2021.
During COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people started doing more stuff during COVID because you were like
nothing
they
else to
made us.
do.
Yeah, they were stuck inside or whatever. All we could do is work out and do social media.
Yeah.
But you mentioned dancing because you do have a lot of skills there, more than me at least. And did you took some classes or was just like for fun or?
It was just for fun. I don't know. My dad was like a pretty good dancer, and I think I just took that from him. Like I'm not a professional dancer, obviously, but like I just when I hear a beat, I can kind of pick up like a vibe towards it, and I just go from there.
Yeah, well, it seems to work. Do you go out like dancing out sometimes, like in clubs and whatever?
I mean, I just turned 21 this last October,
Oh yeah,
but
America.
I do plan probably like I'm not a big drinker, obviously, like bodybuilding. But I definitely do plan to go out just because dancing is just so much fun. Like you don't need a drink in order to dance, but like the
No.
clubs play good music, so I'll definitely be doing that in the future.
Yeah, just be careful because I used to go out all the time. Like I have a past where I was partying like a lot, like way too much, actually doing too many drugs, and I did like 5 rehabs and stuff. But the best part for me about like going out, I would go out just to go dance. I would find a place with like the best like beats and techno and stuff, and I would just that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah,
Just dance like until like I would get kicked out of the afters. Like they would like it would be noon. I would still want to be in the dance floor. That to like the lights would go on, then you see everybody's faces. Whoa, I gotta get out of here now.
yeah,
I would just find a spot near the speaker and just stay there all night. But yeah, I mean, if you go out, I guess at 21, if you never went out, I would just say be careful. You know, you don't want to because now you got a little bit of fame, right? People are gonna want them to like you to drink with them and things like that. Maybe you try some, make you try some stuff. Just be careful, I guess. You know.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure if you focus on bodybuilding, like you said, though, if that's a priority, I think you'll be good. So you started doing more of the videos 2021, and then you gain a little bit of fame, and then you have you have two moves or like your moves. It's do you have names for them? The lat trick and the run.
I would just kind of, I mean, for the Latman thing, I would just say I didn't really put a name towards it, but just I would just say like the wing flap.
The wing flap. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean that's the best name I could come up with, and then the other one like doing the run in place.
yeah.
There's a couple other people that have like done the run before, but
Oh, okay.
it's just I mean I just do it now too. I'm pretty sure people just call it the Flint Lockwood Run from
The Flint Lockwood Run.
yeah, because have you seen what are those movies called? I don't know. It's from like a movie. This guy in like a cartoonish movie. The way he runs, it's just really funny, and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah, yeah.
started calling it that. So I'm just calling it the Flint Lockwood Run.
Flint Lockwood Run. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, those are good moves. And the thing that's crazy with the wing flap, we'll call it, is when did you learn to do that? because it's like all in the shoulder blade, and it's kind of hard to go from a contracted part to like a really like lat spread. And it's like I don't know if I'm old or something. It's just like, shit grinds and stuff. So did you practice, or you just like were naturally good at that?
I definitely practiced. I would say there was this other dude on social media. He did something like it. It wasn't as similar, but like he kind of did it like a different way with like he had really huge shoulders, and so he
Oh,
made his
he
like
did like
shoulder.
that, and
Yeah,
then
he made his like
yeah,
shoulders pop, and I tried doing it back in like 2022, but instead of like my shoulder, I moved my lat, and I
yeah,
was like, whoa, that looks really freaky. And
yeah.
I think I made one post on it, and like I already had like I think 100K just from like doing dancing videos,
Hmm.
and then right when I did that like first Latman video, it went off the roof on TikTok, and
Yeah,
I definitely practiced it just so I could do it faster and kind of like do different things with it.
yeah. Sometimes I would wonder, like, is it sped up? I think some of them you would speed up a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Just because it's like funnier for the video itself. So I noticed that, but it is pretty hard to do, you know. And so the Latman character, did it come with the wing flaps, or you just came up with it that was already there?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. My followers probably made me that character because I was always just like I think my account was always just Jake Leonard, and then
Yeah,
eventually everyone in the comments was like, "Oh my God, Latman!" And like I kind of just took that name, and I was like, you know what, that works out perfectly because if you look up Latman on any social media, I pop up
yeah,
now. So
yeah. I'm sure if we write on ChatGPT, like who's Latman, let's see if ChatGPT ever tried that.
yeah, I haven't tried putting myself in there. That would be really cool.
Yeah, let's try it here. All right, let me just share this. People will see. Fun. All right. Who is the Latman? Oh, see that? There's one part here. Oh, he thought I made like a typo,
Oh,
last man standing. And then response number two, just Jake Leonard on TikTok.
oh wow.
So Latman is the online persona of Jake Leonard, popular TikTok content creator, engaging routines, dance videos, pranks. Do you do pranks?
I don't do pranks.
Sometimes Chad just will add random stuff and lifestyle content. A good following with 1.8 million followers and 84 million likes on TikToks.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the wing like appearance, well developed, Latman, hashtags, wings, vibes. It says like you uses hashtags such as hashtag vibes. You do that?
Yeah, I mean, I just do that because I don't know. I just pick up a vibe during like dancing videos,
Okay.
and I just kind of start doing that with every video.
Oh, that's cool. You actually like chat noticed that.
That's pretty cool.
The term LAT also serves an acronym, local area transport licensed athletic trainer. No, it's funny. Yeah, on his latissimus dorsis muscles. Yeah, ChatGPT. I use that every day.
Really?
It's like it's like the new Google for me. I'm paying the $20 a month for like the upgraded version. It's pretty good. You can actually ask him to like I'm gonna share it again for fun. I'll show you something quick.
All right.
Um, make me a picture of Latman. Let's see if it's gonna come out.
No way that works.
Yeah, well, if you pay the thing, sometimes they do like random stuff because you can't really make people. I couldn't be like, yeah, that doesn't work because the thing is they can't make your face because it's like, um, do one that looks kind of like Jake Leonard,
Well, there's a lot of Jake Leonards out there.
like his brother. Now you will know the that I'm talking because it has like a memory of like what I wrote earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but usually with the pictures, it's like it will come up with pictures. See that? Sometimes they just don't like it. Anyways, but it does work sometimes. But you just can't be like, oh, make a picture of like Tom Cruise with the face. They don't allow that.
Okay.
But yeah, man, you made it. You're on ChatGPT.
Let's go.
Let's go. So okay, so we'll go more on back training. Maybe some people will want to know what you do for back. I know a lot of stuff is usually just the genetics, right? But is there any movements that you feel really help build your back?
Honestly, I have really, really good like mind muscle connection with my back. So like honestly, I do the basic like back workouts and I can just feel like I literally can feel like every muscle group. It's back is by far like the most basic workout I do just because like I have all that connection
Mm,
back there. Like I literally do like lat pull downs, lower lat workouts. I would say probably one of my most favorite workouts would be it's with like a rope, like lat pull downs.
yeah, yeah, the cable pullovers.
Yeah, those for some reason that just gives me the craziest lat pump and I do that a lot.
Do you do like a free weight stuff with like barbell deadlifts or?
Yeah, no, I recently put in at the end of my prep, I was doing like the rack pull for
Yeah,
deadlifts, not like a full deadlift, but like kind of like at my knees, so it was like
yeah,
all back.
yeah. I do the same thing. I like that. You keep the off the floor for legs. I find
Yeah.
so. Okay, so people on if you have a good mind muscle connection, do you think once you started doing the wing flaps and all the dancing and posing, did your back training improve with the mind muscle connection because of that, or you just already good at it when you started working out?
Um, I would say yes and no, just because I feel like I already had it, but
Yeah,
definitely like when I learned to like actually control my back a bit more, I do think it kind of felt like a little better working out because when I started doing that, like honestly, it's a workout doing that sometimes, just
yeah.
because like
Posing is hard.
especially when I go to events and people are like, oh, do it for the like the thousandth time, like I'll do it obviously, but I've cramped up a little bit because I'm like, oh my god. But no,
No,
I think it gets easier doing like the wing flap, the more I like keep growing my
muscle.
back and doing
Yeah,
more.
yeah. I remember the first time I did the lat spread. So I was like 14 or something, and then I was already starting to like work out at home, not in the gym yet, but I would go on. Back then, there was no social media because that was 2002, I guess. And I would go on bodybuilding.com. They had like the message boards, and then I would find pictures and buy magazines. Then I saw this the last spread. So I would try, and I couldn't get it. And then at some point, oh, I got my right lat. Oh, I had a small lat spread, but then my left, I could not feel my left lat. And at some point, I kind of got it. And since then, I find that because I was able to do my right, my left lat never grew as much, and I have a hard time feeling it working out. It's so funny how it can work like that. But yeah. So, what would you say is your weak point then?
I mean, I would say calves, but that's genetics. Like I
Yeah,
can't. I work them out so much, and they just only can get so big.
yeah. What do you do for them? You do like
I
twice a week or
Yeah, I have 2 leg days, and I usually try to fit in like 2 calf workouts in each day, and then maybe the next week I'll like take like rest off of doing them, just maybe to kind of let them recover because my calves easily cramp up, and
yeah.
yeah, so I have to be careful how much I do it, but it's just all genetics. But
Yeah, calf is like the most stubborn muscle. If you're
yeah,
there's ways to do it. Like sometimes if you really like stretch and change the range of motion, but I'm sure you've tried everything or you will try everything, and in your career that's starting. But sometimes the BFR stuff can work where you just have like massive pumps in there. But yeah, calf is like the hard one. But other than that, I think everything else is like it's pretty balanced. So it's
yeah,
gonna be really cool. Like
I would love to get my upper chest a little bit bigger because my senior year of high school I was a cheerleader and
yeah,
I was always like lifting the girls and my front delts got massive and so now like it's like you could even see in my routine when I do like the side chest I got to
yeah,
work on that pose a lot because my front delt is so out in front that like
Mm,
it makes my chest look a lot smaller. So that's
hmm.
probably my like other weak point that I've been
The
really trying to
chest.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes when you have strong delts, and for the pose itself, it's like a lot of time the posing will be like super important. It's almost like you have to like bring your chest in front of your shoulders and contract the back, almost bring the shoulder blades back as you puff up your chest.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just hard to do, and everybody needs more chest except like maybe 5 people in the world. You
Yeah.
know, chest is kind of a muscle like the back that you can't really have too much of it, but you can have too bigger like delts that are too big, or sometimes like for me it was always the legs. They will always be too big. But so that's cool. So what would you say? So your show just ended and last weekend, how many pounds did you gain?
I am 20 pounds up right now.
20 pounds up? I
Yeah.
mean, it's not too bad,
I
right?
was I was feasting for a good like 2 days, and then now I'm back on like the reverse diet.
Are you doing the reverse diet?
Yeah.
That's good. I find for me that was always hard for me to just stick to that, because at some point I just, oh, I'm going to reverse diet, but then somebody says, oh, you want some of these whatever treats? I'm like, yeah. Then you start eating over like extra food.
Yeah.
It's just that was something I could have probably done better in the past. Like eat well after a show, because I kill myself so much during, like, I get super shredded, and then I'm like, oh, if I want I just want to relax a little bit, and then I just blow up.
Yeah.
I just blow up. Like the most I've gained. So you've gained 20 pounds in a week. The most I've gained was like I was 218 when I was like 20 years old at some show. And I was like 295 at the end of the month, like
Oh
in
my
1 month.
god.
Yeah, I would like have swollen ankles and everything. I just exaggerated. It's like back then there was not a lot of information, so I just thought I'll just eat as much as I can and do the rebound, like take advantage of it. And then I was so swollen I couldn't even tie my shoes. It was crazy. And yeah, so what would you say is your overall goal with the bodybuilding and stuff?
I would love to be on the Olympia stage for sure in the future.
Yeah, in classic or open?
I personally want to do classic. I have the waist for it, but I'm I'm willing to see what like just keep like going down the road. It might switch up. I might go into open. I'm just kind of like I just want to be on the Olympia stage, even if it's open or classic. I want to
Mhm.
make it happen because like I've talked to my coach. Like I am pretty balanced out, which means I can do pretty well in this sport if I take it seriously, and I plan
Yeah,
to take it seriously because I've done sports my entire life. Social media is a lot of fun. I'm literally the goofball on social media for what people know, but I finally found something I want to take seriously. So it
mhm.
definitely open or classic Olympia stage.
Yeah. I think you can do it. Honestly, I think a way that I could see you do that is that you turn pro classic, and then you get like the 10 more pounds. You fill up that 10 pounds, and then once you're there, if you're killing yourself to make that 210 or whatever it is that you're cut off, and then you can actually jump up, or even like Bumstead did at the end of his career. I mean, he could have probably done it before that, but he didn't want to mess up his streak, right? You could just jump up in an open show, like 10 pounds over your normal weight, and then see how you do. But
Yeah,
it's your first show. So I think you need to just do one step at a time and then focus on the next thing. And that's going to be good.
yeah,
It's going to be real cool. So I had some people, they to submitted some questions.
okay.
So we're going to go through that for fun too. Let me pull them up. All right. Bao Chica Fitness is asking, what is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah,
They're at
for you,
they
Jake.
they want to ask a 21-year-old the meaning of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Hey, there might be some wisdom there. Who knows?
Maybe something that I mean I don't know if I can answer the meaning of life, but something I've learned about living life is it's nothing is really that deep. Like I've learned to love myself, embrace myself, and just kind of be happy with what I'm doing and living in the present, because there's always going to be people out there that are going to try to take you down because they're having a bad day. You know,
Mm,
you cannot let in to also being down. You just need to focus on yourself, do your own thing, be proud of yourself and on whatever you are doing, whether it's bodybuilding or something else in your life. Just you just got to learn to live in your own life, because a lot of people worry about the future, the past, what has happened, what is going to happen. You need to live in the present, where you are right now. Be happy that you are alive, breathing, have family, friends, and just keep pushing forward to being a better person every day. And then you'll be able to just live life, a happy life. And
mhm.
not sure if that was if I answered the meaning of life,
No,
but
for
it's
sure.
something towards it.
It pretty much is like it. You gotta live a life that's worth living, pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's like living the life just for the experience of it,
yeah.
but like aligned with like what is the truth and stuff. And you said earlier that you like loving yourself is part of that too, right? With purpose and everything. Was there a moment in your life whenever you had like trouble doing that? You know, like growing up, maybe it was sometimes we don't really love ourselves like because of whatever situations, trauma. Is was it like always? Was it hard sometimes?
Yeah, I would say the reason I'm not worried about like partying, drinking, doing drugs like when now that I'm 21 is because I was doing that stuff when I was like 16 and 17. I
Hmm.
my parents got a divorce like a long time ago. My dad's an alcoholic. You know, I was going down that route, and like I was also taking some drugs while I was in high school, and it was pulling me down, and I was always blaming everyone else for what I was doing because I couldn't accept like what I was doing to myself, so I wanted to put the blame on someone else. And it took a long time, but I believe by the time I would like turned 18 and I was done with high school, like barely graduated because I was just goofing off all the time, I realized I was like, holy shit, like I'm not a kid anymore. I need to grow up. And it took a while, like because you know
Hmm.
I was drinking a lot and smoking a lot, but I knew I had to do better for myself, especially if I wanted to be where I'm at right now. And I never
Hmm.
knew I would be here, but
Yeah.
because I learned to let go of the past, live where I'm at right now, and try to just do better every day, it helped me
Hmm.
become who I am right now. So yeah, there were many dark times back then, but got past it and just trying to stay with the path I'm on right now.
Yeah. 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 I relate to that. Of course, like my dad was an alcoholic also, and I remember I was actually when I was 16, 17, I was like I swore to myself, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be like that. And then you're around friends and try this and try that, and then I became I think I became worse. It's just the only reason why it didn't look worse because I didn't have any kids back then, right?
Yeah,
But I can imagine my dad being 20-year-old and being an alcoholic with like a kid, you know, and he can't stop drinking. It must have been really hard. But I'm past that too, and I'm glad you are also. And you mentioned a lot of stuff about the now. Have you read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, the book?
I have not.
Dude, you should read that. It's like a I don't know if you're good at reading. I'm not that good at it. It's like a small book like that, and it's like it talks exactly about some of the stuff you said, and it's a good read. It's actually this book actually changed my perspective on my life, and it talks exactly about like how the now is just like the only thing that's real because everything else is like you're creating in your head. Even your past that happened to you
Yeah.
right now, if you think about it, you're recreating a fake reality in your head. So anyway, it's a really good book.
Okay.
At first I first came across it and I was like, what is that? Like a bunch of mumbo jumbo in my like I think it was my third rehab, and then I just left it aside. Then I it came upon me again like a couple of years later, read it and I was like, oh my god, this is like really good. So it's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle,
Okay.
and I'll send you a link later if you want. It's a good
Yeah. Yeah.
book and it's easy. Like I said, it's easy to read. I don't know if you're like me, but if it's like a huge book, I get distracted and I can't really like.
Oh no, same here.
Fit.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll love The Power of Now. Then it's just a small book. It's really good.
Yeah, let's try it out.
And Yeah. Adam Serial 23 said, "What is your training routine for back?" You kind of mentioned it though earlier, but is there a specific program? Let's talk about the sets and reps. I guess is there any specific sets and reps?
Yeah, I usually try to do like 10 to 12 reps, and I'm not really one like I don't really care to push heavy weights in my opinion,
Hmm.
because I find at least when I used to push heavy weights, I've made a lot more progress doing slower contractions, like making sure I get really deep into like the tissue of each exercise, especially in my back, which I've been able to get this big. Because when I would do heavy weights, I'm almost using every other muscle in my body with
Yeah.
like any type of like workout. So I've just learned doing like higher like reps, maybe like I do 12 reps, make sure I have like two left in the chamber, like that
Hmm.
type of deal. And I think the heaviest I'll go is sometimes eight reps for a
Yeah.
set. I'm not big on like heavy weights. I'd rather focus on the contractions because it's, at least for me, I know some body parts are different, but for me, it's a lot easier to build on that.
You go to failure on your set sometimes. Or you always kind of
Yes,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
I usually do like supersets, and I would say closer to the end of my workout, I do more of the go to failure, but it's still like lighter weight. But like
Yeah.
I would be doing like I'd probably fail at like 13, maybe 10, like those type of weights.
Well, with supersets. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's so many ways to skin a cat. Like Jay Cutler never went to failure once in his whole career.
Really?
He would do like, yeah, he would do like sets of like 12 to 15 and like maybe four sets of that. But he would put like almost the whole stack on a seated cable roll. He would do like three or four sets of 12 to 15 and all the reps from like looked the same. So it was like he would stop like at least two, three reps from failure, but he would just do a lot of volume without even going to failure. And I remember that me, I would do the opposite when I was a kid. I was like, oh, the drop sets are fucking amazing. Give me a crazy pump. I would do drop sets everywhere, all my sets.
Yeah.
And then I kind of overtrained. So I think there's a thing with straight sets. I've been doing more straight sets lately. And I think there's a thing to that. I think sometimes we overdo it, we won't recover, right? But that's a good way. So you straight set beginning of the workout, and then near the end with the lighter stuff, you reach more failure. Reps 10 to 12. That should answer the guy's question. And oh, this is a good question here. Harrison Elliott is asking, what's something you took away from your first prep?
Um, I My coach likes to say this, which I actually love this saying: first prep is worst prep. And I definitely I learned a lot from it, like physically and mentally, what I'm capable of. Because I know there's moments where like, say like I get annoyed at my mom. I'm like, wait, I don't normally get annoyed at that type of stuff. I'm just hungry. Like I've learned that I need to like I see moments that kind of take away from prep, and I'm like, wait, I'm not actually
Hmm.
upset. Like I've learned how to control my emotions while being hungry and depleted. Um, Another thing is how I feel when I do like my peak, because now I kind of know like when I'm ready or like I could be on stage, because we um, we could have definitely peaked me a little bit better. We were hoping to go to nationals, so we didn't want to do like a full peak. So that's kind of on us for like kind of downplaying this show. But
Mm.
I now know like I need to kind of cut a little bit more because I could have been like more conditioned, obviously. And yeah, I would just say took away a lot of meaning, like mentally and physically, throughout this prep. Now I know like where I need to be at what point and how to improve from this last one to my next one.
That's a good answer. You actually took a lot from it,
Yeah,
and you said that you actually saw yourself reacting differently than usual on prep. I remember the first prep I did. My brother brought like pizza home one day, and I got so mad at him. I cussed at him, whatever. And then I realized that hey, this is my choice. I'm doing this. Like, why would other people suffer because of that?
yeah,
And then after that, it got better. But it's pretty cool you got that on your first prep. But it is different, right? I feel like for me, maybe you can tell me if it's the same thing for you. the last like 6 weeks, this is where I kind of like I get super hungry, and then I'm gonna be more irritated. That I have to really control myself, and so maybe instead of like lashing out, I'm just more silent.
Yeah.
Is there? Did you notice a time in your prep where you kind of change? Was there a marker in your prep, like a how many weeks out?
I would say yeah, same with you, like around 6 weeks out, because like I'm already like an introvert mostly, but like once I was like 6 weeks out, I went mute. Like
Yeah,
it
close.
was
Yeah, I know.
either I
Yeah.
get mad and like leash out on people, or I say nothing at all. And
Yeah.
like I had a couple people worried about me. I'm like, I promise you I'm fine. I just have nothing to say or want to talk
Nothing good to
about.
say.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm just like I got nothing in my mind. Like I'm hungry. I just want to lay down, like work out, just kind of keep to myself. And it took a while for people to understand, but yeah, definitely 6 weeks out too for me.
Yeah. So were you living with someone during your prep?
No,
A parent?
luckily
No.
not.
No. So you're
Um,
by yourself. Did you have a relationship or no?
yeah, no, my girlfriend was here to support me, which was really cool.
Oh, how was that? How did she think about that? The
It was all right. I mean, she actually went on a prep before I started my prep.
oh, really?
Yeah, she competed. I believe she did figure for OCB or OB. Yeah, OCB, and she did really well. So I mean, I kind of saw like how she acted around her prep, and like right when she started bulking, I started my prep. But
Oh no.
she was also, we had a couple fights because she was at school for most of my prep. And then
Mm.
so I had like I think 6 weeks without seeing her. I made a routine like by myself. And like then she came home from school, like kind of not like living with me, but like most days she was with me. She wanted to help me out. She's like, I'll cook for you, I'll do all this. And I would get upset 'cause I'm like, I just created a routine like by myself the last 6 weeks since she wasn't there. And I was like, and now it kind of felt like she was like trying to hop into my life. And like
Mm.
she did nothing wrong. It was just I built something by myself, and now it's like someone else is trying to kind of break that open and come inside. And I was like, I realized like it's just my prep talking, but I mean, it was all right. She was just trying to support me, and it was really awesome of her just how much she was helping me out.
Yeah, it's pretty good that she offers help like that. And the thing is, I think for the listeners is when we prep, it seems like at least for me, the last like well, the whole prep is like that, but it gets worse and worse as the weeks go by. It's like everything in my day, I will do it because I think it's going to make me a better competitor on that day. So everything that I'm doing is like every step I take, everything I do is to make sure that I'm at my best. And then if something else is that is different out of my routine, is going to kind of throw me off and takes effort. It's like if I go somewhere to hang out with like friends or see family, it's like it takes effort. I got to pack everything. I got to change everything, and then if I'm tired and I'm hungry, that might piss me off, right?
Yeah.
And then because I don't want to piss anybody off by cussing or whatever, like you, I just close myself off. But it's so funny because with my wife now, after every prep, it takes me like maybe like a day and a half of eating what I want, and then I'm like back to normal.
Yep.
So funny. It's like the switches off, So it's pretty interesting like that.
Yeah.
Next, how or where did you learn how to dance? You kind of mentioned earlier, but was
Yeah.
there an inspiration or was it TikTok? Where was it?
I think like we talked about, like it was kind of just like COVID. I was very bored sitting at home. All like most of the gyms were closed by me, and at this point, like I was younger, so I didn't realize there was like private gyms and stuff. All I knew was like LA Fitness, those type of gyms, and yeah, I started watching TikToks and I saw all these people dancing, and I was like, I could do that. And like I did all the cringe TikTok dances from 2021, and I'm
Yeah,
so glad they're not up anymore. They're probably on Google somewhere. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I just kind of picked up dancing from there because I wasn't, like I said, my dad was a bit of a dancer.
Yeah.
and I think I'm pretty sure I just took away from those genetics, and then I watched something and practiced it for a minute, and I got it down. Or
Really? Just like that?
yeah, no, I mean, it would be pretty funny because like my friends that don't dance, I'm like, all right, let me know how long it takes you to learn this, and I'll do it too. Like I learned this like complicated TikTok dance a while ago in 30 seconds. It took my friend like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like
That's crazy.
I just pick it up fast, and it's a lot of fun because it's like kind of like a little escape. Like between my sets, I get weird looks because I'm like moving my shoulders, I'm dancing, like because
Yeah,
everyone's
trying to.
listening to dark music at the gym. No, I'm bumping to like Katy Perry or some shit like that.
Yeah, what music do you listen to? Is there any style in particular or
I
anything?
it's all around. I would say pop, rock. I'm not the like some rap. I'm not the biggest fan of rap. At least old school rap is good. Now I never know what they're saying, or they have to use like a swear word in
Mumble.
each sentence. Like
Yeah, yeah, the mumble, called mumble rap or something.
yeah, I also like
I mean,
EDM a little bit.
yeah,
Um, Dubstep, house. There's like a Brazilian funk. That stuff's pretty good.
Brazilian funk.
Yeah.
Brazilian funk. Is that like a type of house, or is it's not like that?
I think it's pretty much like house music, but like
Is
it's
it like
just
with the one that's like bass, the Brazilian bass? There
mm,
was one thing called Brazilian bass. It's like house, electro house, but it's like kind of more funky, whatever.
I mean, after
Yeah,
this, look up Brazilian funk. It's just
yeah,
like a lot of good beats together. Like they do it at clubs a lot. Like that's one of the reasons I'd like to go clubbing, just because they play some of those good ass like Brazilian funk songs.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. So whatever is gonna you gotta feel like dancing, you're gonna like it pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So for you, music is like attached to dancing. It doesn't go without it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's some people who like listen to music. They're just like, oh, they just sit there and they listen to all the notes like classical music, but they won't dance, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of it's kind of weird in my head.
Yeah.
Because I feel for me because I'm a more of a I mean I listen to metal too, but I'm mostly like techno.
Yeah.
And metal you'll bang your head at least, but like with techno it's like it's all about like it's like the same thing. People say, oh, it's repetitive. Say, yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah.
It's just I get in the zone and I just train with that. I got one more question here, Biz. It's like a lot of people ask that for some reason. Like, what's your height and your weight? But your weight, you said 220 right now,
Yeah.
and your height, you say you're 5'10".
Yes. Yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
people. It's so funny. When I went to my first like gym event at one of the Gymshark events, every person that came up to me was like, "Wow, you're so much taller than I thought." I'm like, I guess it's the angles I make my videos in, and people think I'm like 5'5" or something. So
yeah,
I think it's so funny when I meet these people in real life. They're like, "Oh wow, you're actually tall." I'm like, "Thank you." Like
yeah,
I don't know
yeah. It's
the
better the
angle I
opposite.
do, but I guess
I
I'm
think, I
five
think,
five.
I think, yeah, I think everyone who's actually on the taller side, like you are, like 5'10" and up in bodybuilding, you'll get these comments, even like, oh, you're bigger in real life and things like that. Because I think some people they just get all the angles with their arms and the cameras, and then you meet them in person. It's like, oh, so you're like 5'6", you're not that big, right?
Yeah.
What's better than the opposite? Except one time in my life, it happened one time. This guy comes up to me. He said, "Hey, nice to meet you." Blah blah. Blah. Like some event, like Arnold Classic or whatever. Like I was at a booth, and he comes up and he says, "Oh, Antoine, yeah, hey, hi." And he looks at me top to bottom. He says, I thought you'd be taller. Then
Wow.
he just turns around. Then he just turns around. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you come here to tell me this? I was like, what the fuck? But anyways, all right. So before we go, I think I need to attempt the Flint Lockwood Run
Yeah.
right here. So if you want to coach me, I'm gonna do an attempt. Then you can tell me what's wrong, and then I'll try again.
All
One
right.
sec.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey, hey, that was
what was
terrible.
that was terrible. But the wall is like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So is
need
there a
some
trick
room
to
for
it?
that. Now,
Is there a trick to it?
yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's it's kind of, it depends which leg you're more like dominant on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let me get the angle right. Because like I hop, it's literally like hopping on one leg, like a movement like this, and then
Yeah.
also with your leg,
Okay.
then it's just like
That's pretty good. So you kind of hopping, hop, 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 hop
yeah,
on
yeah.
one
There's
leg.
a lot. You have to do like a lot of hopping on the dominant leg, and I've been trying to
Okay, I'll try.
practice on my other leg. So
I'll try again. I'll try one last time for
all
the
right.
audience.
Hey, that's actually not that bad.
Was that it?
That actually
Kind of.
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe I'll
even kidding.
try
That
it.
was a lot better than your first try.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I think I was just hopping first, and then you did the knee and the hands like you did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll try maybe later with like more room in the back because this is like
Yeah,
ridiculous
that's
here.
you need more room for that. Hey, but that
Yeah,
was a lot better. That was a lot better.
nice, nice. The Flint Lockwood Run.
Yes, sir.
Is that it? Yeah. So before we go, do you have any special thanks you want to give to sponsors or whatnot?
Yeah. Be active. We actually just released. I'm wearing the white Latman collab right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So big shout
That's
out to
cool.
Be Active for just doing so much work for me, Mr. Paul. Thank you so much. I want to thank my like family just for all the support. They don't fully understand the bodybuilding stuff, but
Not yet.
they
Yeah.
gave me so much support because they trust me, want me to do well. Thank you to my girlfriend Lindsay, all the support. You know, her trying to be there for me through the ups and downs of my attitude during prep. She stayed and supported. Um, Shout out to Gymshark. They were also very supportive with helping me out. And yeah, I would say that's about it. And shout out to my coaches. Big thank you
Yep.
for them helping me out. And we're going to do big things in the future.
Awesome. I'm always scared when I do thank yous and shout outs that I'm going to forget someone.
I know. I was like thinking, I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
someone's going to
Yeah,
get
it's
pissed if I don't
hard.
say their name.
Yeah. God forbid you forget your mom or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, awesome. And we can find you on pretty much all the socials, right? You got YouTube too now, I saw.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Right. So,
I plan to get my own camera for Christmas because I've noticed some people actually really like the long form stuff. So I want to
yeah.
get more into that. You know, maybe do a day in the life, my reverse diet plan. You know, kind of show what I do behind the scenes of my dancing.
Yeah. Have you done like a tutorial on how to do some of the stuff yet?
I have not.
Long
That's
form?
actually that's
Dude,
probably
that would
a
be
good idea.
your first YouTube video should be like the how to do the Flint Lockwood Run.
I should
You
do
know,
that.
like
Yeah,
the
I've made a couple
dude.
YouTube videos already, but I think that wouldn't be a bad idea for a video.
But you make the one like you explain, and then this is what it looks like from the front.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like from the side. You start with that, and like kind of like you were telling me how to do it, and then you just like do a video. It could be 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever, 10 minutes, and you just explain the dance. And even like for the lat stuff, you could actually explain how you know what to do with that and stuff. And because a lot of people actually have trouble doing a lat spread when they start, so you could maybe give some tips on that.
Yeah,
I'd watch it.
it's so funny when people are like, "Ah, don't give away the secret." I'm like, even if I give away the secret, it's like people still know it's me that like made it. Like other people might do it, but I started it. So I'm
Oh,
not
the run.
worried about giving away secrets because, you know,
If I was you, I would be like, hey, if you if you do the Flintlock Wood Run, you know, tag me and I'll repost you, and then everybody will just tag you, and all
yeah,
their followers will see that they're tagging you. You know, so it's like it's good. You should keeping stuff for yourself is like doesn't really work anymore. I find.
yeah. No, I got build up from
Yeah,
other people, honestly.
yeah, exactly. All right, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on the podcast here.
Yeah, thanks for
That's
having
pretty
me.
cool. Yeah, no problem.